What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my dining room. In just 2 short days, very short, the Anabars will officially be live on finalbossperformance.com. As always, code RGF10 will save you 10%. And they're gonna be going live at midnight Eastern time. So if you're in Texas, that's 11, Cali, that's 9. Mark those calendars, guys. I guarantee we sell out of these things. So if you wanna get in on the best protein bar on the market, make sure you're staying tuned. So with what I do on YouTube, right, I get a lot of DMs, I get a lot of emails, and obviously in those, there's a lot of success stories, people following the recipes, following the anabolic diet, doing what I say in my videos. They're making great results, they're losing weight. Heck, there's a guy the other day that hit me up that had lost around 100 pounds. I'll put the picture up right here. And he was able to go pass his Army physical test, all from just listening to what I had to say. The simple rules, and I think I always preach this, but people overthink this entire process. So in today's video, I'm gonna show you guys my 5 top tips to guarantee your weight loss. If you do these 5 things and you really take it to heart, you don't lie to yourself, you don't cheat yourself, and you do these 5 things, these 5 simple things, you're gonna lose weight. It's literally impossible not to. If you don't, then you might have some crazy condition and doctors need to study you because you're a specimen. But if you're like 99.9% of people, these things will guarantee your results, and I mean that. So without further ado, if you guys are ready to get another epic video underway, then as always, man, I'm here to do it for you. Let's do it! Yeah! Now, the first thing we gotta do to guarantee our weight loss might seem like common sense, but it seems like these days, common sense ain't too common. So the first thing we gotta do, regardless of whether you're male, you're female, they, them, you identify as a pickle. Are you a pickle? Whatever you are, you got to be eating in a calorie deficit. End of story, hands down. There's no magic diet out there. You just start following keto, you just start going vegan. This is gonna make you lose weight if you are not eating in a calorie deficit. End of story. Rem, what's a calorie deficit? I was getting to that, Junior. A calorie deficit is when you are eating below the number of calories that your body needs in a day, which is considered your total daily energy expenditure. The easiest way to find this number to at least get yourself in the ballpark is to go to TDEEcalculator.net. There's a little calculator there, you fill out some stats, it'll give you that number. Now that number isn't always accurate. A lot of times I find that it runs a little high unless you are doing daily cardio and you're a fairly active individual. But if you're just weight training and you're not doing cardio, your best bet is to keep the activity levels down to like the lowest point you can take them, to be honest, if you want the most accurate number. If I had to guess my TDEE, I would imagine between 2,800 to 3,000 calories. I do 40 minutes of cardio a day. I'm training with weights 6 times a week. Now it's gonna seem simple, but think about it this way. So if mine is 2,800 calories, let's say, in order for me to lose weight, I would have to subtract and eat less than 2,800 calories a day. Simple, right? That's the one thing I always try to preach to people is everybody wants to do all this weird stuff, take these weird pills, drink these weird green sludge shakes, wrap these products around their stomachs to shrink them, and that is not how you do it. You got to eat in a calorie deficit, and you got to do it for a sustained period of time. If you want to see like 20 pounds fall off, then you got to be able to create a deficit, and then every day you add those calories up. There's 3,500 calories in a pound. So let's say, for instance, you had a 500 calorie deficit a day. You ate 500 calories below your TDEE, you're going to lose 1 pound a week. If you have a greater deficit than that, let's say you do a 1,000 calorie deficit, that's going to be 2 pounds a week. This is really a very simple process. It is simple mathematics. You eat in a calorie deficit, you do it consistently, you don't lie to yourself, you're going to see results no matter what. So we got the calorie deficit figured out. That's all fine and dandy. We know what we got to do. But the problem when you are dieting and you're in a calorie deficit, you ever see someone, right? They start a diet, they lose weight, and then they take their shirt off and they're what you might call skinny fat. It looks like they have literally no muscle left, and it's almost as if the weight loss that came off wasn't all fat and a lot of it was muscle. This happens when you're not eating enough protein. When you're in a calorie deficit, your body is looking at everything on you as a fuel source, and you have 2 options to choose from. You got the body fat on you and you got the muscle on you. When you're not eating enough protein, your body is looking for those amino acids, and you know where those are stored? Right in this hard-earned muscle. So what that means, if you want ideal fat loss, you got to be eating a high protein diet, and I also recommend eating higher volume foods, which is really what this channel is all about. When you pack a meal full of protein, a recipe like my waffles that I eat every single day, right? That's a huge stack of waffles. Literally doesn't even feel like you're dieting, but yet we're getting, I think that one has 44 grams of protein in it, and all that volume. You combine those 2 things, not only are you easily able to achieve a calorie deficit, but you're loading down that protein. You're making sure that your body goes, okay, when we're looking for energy, we know that we got enough amino acids, we got that protein available. So we only really have the fat to choose from. And boom, just like that, your weight loss is optimized. So I always tell people, make sure you're eating enough protein every single day. How much is enough? It varies on the individual. If I had to throw blanket numbers out there, I would say the average female probably 110 to 120 grams a day, and then your average male probably between 170 to 200 grams, but feel free to go over that. If you want more protein in your diet, go right ahead. And obviously the recipes on my channel are a great way to do any diet. That's how I eat, and I find it's the most sustainable, and it's really been the easiest way for me to stay in shape like long term, where I'm not like rebounding and coming on some diet I don't like and then yo-yoing off. So I recommend you give it a shot, and if you want the ultimate guide in your pocket, man, my RJF Anabolic Cookbook makes it easy. Every single recipe broken down in an easy to use guide with the macros, calories, protein, step-by-step instructions, grocery list, everything you need to succeed. So hit that link in my description if you want to make this whole thing easier. So we figured out the first two rules. We know that we need to be eating in a calorie deficit. That's easy. We need to be eating higher protein, higher volume, more filling foods. That's easy. But how do we ensure that those first two rules are being hit 100%? We do that by making sure that we are tracking and logging every single meal we eat, and we are getting very comfortable using a food scale and a weight scale. If you watch any of my recipe videos or you have my cookbook, you notice I have everything laid out in grams. That is the most accurate way to weigh any food that you are eating. So if you're making one of my recipes, let's say you're making one of the pizzas, right? It's telling you exactly how much flour to weigh out, exactly how much water down to the gram to use to make your dough, down to the gram how much cheese you need to be using, right? That way, you know 100% that you aren't not eating in a calorie deficit, because it's easy to go to like a fast food joint and it's gonna tell you on their nutrition label, like, hey, Big Mac, 700 calories. I don't know what it is. Let's say 700. But you get it and you really don't know. That employee that day could have used double the sauce, and that sauce for like 32 grams of it has like 100 calories because it's loaded with fat. Maybe the burgers were extra small that day, so the protein is down. You really don't know. But when we make the food ourselves and we use that food scale, you can go into it knowing 100% with confidence that what you're putting in your body is exactly what your body needs. And it might sound weird. You're like, hey, I don't want to have to use a food scale. But once you do it and you just got to get in the hang of it, it's really not hard. I eat every single meal throughout the week minus one on a Saturday that I prepare all of them myself. I use that food scale, I weigh everything out. I got it going like clockwork, and then I know 100%, not only am I eating good, I don't even feel like I'm dieting because I love what I'm eating, but I know that I'm gonna keep hitting my goals. I'm gonna wake up the next day better, and that's in a good feeling. You get addicted to that feeling. Then on top of the food, you need to be tracking your weight daily. This is something I recommend, man. Download the MyFitnessPal app on your phone. You're gonna track your daily food this way, and you're gonna track your daily weigh-ins this way. Wake up first thing in the morning, use the restroom, don't eat anything, step on that scale, walk over to your phone, put it into MyFitnessPal. And if you're doing everything correctly, you'll see that weight slowly go down. And then if you have a day where you seem like your weight has gone up a little bit, you can think about what you did the day before. Did you drink more water before bed? You got a little more water weight on you. Did you use a little more sodium? Maybe you're just holding salt. But as long as you know you've been following all the rules so far, you're just fine. Don't overthink it. Law of thermodynamics does not lie. Salt doesn't make you fat. Holding a little water weight ain't bad. Just go sweat it out. You're gonna be fine, man. So weigh, track, log everything, and literally your results are guaranteed. So if you're still watching the video, the first three rules, man, that doesn't sound too hard, does it? It might sound daunting, but seriously, as someone that does this every single day, you just kind of get in the hang of it, man. And I'm telling you, the results are worth it. So we've talked about calorie deficits, the types of foods you should be eating, the fact that we want to be able to track and weigh out what we're eating so we're not lying to ourselves, which is the worst thing you can do, by the way. Be honest with yourself brutally all the time. But on top of these three things, the fourth thing we can do to guarantee our results is to simply move more. Whether that's going for a walk, whether that's doing cardio every day, whether that's buying that $20 mini stepper I got in my house and hopping on it for 20 minutes while you're watching your favorite show on Netflix. Literally anything you can do to be more active is gonna cause your total daily energy expenditure to go up. And when your body needs more calories in a day, then you either A, get to eat more, or B, you get to lose even more weight. Both of those, in my opinion, are a win-win. I know I say this a lot and I don't expect everybody out there to do this, but I do 40 minutes of cardio a day. And to be honest, I don't really use it to try to get faster results. I use it just because I love food. As you look at my channel, I wanna eat pizzas, I wanna eat donuts, obviously the anabolic versions, by the way, the anabolic versions, but I wanna be able to eat as much good food as I can. Food's like my drug, it's my happiness, it's my soul. So this cardio lets me ramp that total daily energy expenditure up all the way to that 2,800, 3,000 calorie mark. If I didn't do that cardio, I would estimate I'm probably closer to 2,300 a day, if I'm being honest, if it's just weightlifting. So use that cardio as a tool, because not only do you get the benefits that I just mentioned, but you're also gonna feel amazing. I know a lot of times I get on that stair stepper and I'm kind of there and I'm like, man, that first 5-10 minutes, like, oh, this is gonna be a long thing. But then when I finish it, oh my goodness, I feel so good. I feel like I got a new lease on life. And And I feel like making that the first thing I do every day almost sets me up in this like positive feedback loop where I know I woke up, crushed my workout, crushed my cardio. It's like knocking a couple dominoes down. So the rest of the stuff I have to do that day, all those dominoes fall down so easy because I'm on this like positive trajectory, right? I got inertia. I'm moving. I don't know if that makes any sense. And cardio pro tip, I binge watch shows on Netflix while I'm doing it. I'm on the final season of Breaking Bad right now. Things are getting wild and I literally can't wait to get in there and keep watching my show. So that's a tip for you. Find something you like to do while you're doing your cardio. That time flies right by. And here we are at the 5th rule to guarantee your weight loss. Now, this one is something a lot of you probably don't want to hear, but I think you need to hear it. And what we got to do here is manage our cheat meals accordingly. Being a personal trainer, having a lot of friends that are in fitness, I've seen cheat meals completely derail a lot of people when it comes to dieting, weight loss, and all of this. I am a firm believer that if you are 100% on point all week, as long as you aren't being an absolute moron, you can have one cheat meal a week as long as you're doing it right and you're not really gonna set yourself back. And I think for your mental health and for social time, things like that is good. It is good. But people, when you give them an inch, they tend to take the whole mile. For example, I work with clients, right? And normally the first 2 weeks of any program, I say, hey, we're gonna do no cheat meals. We gotta be strict. And after that, we can start working them in once a week. But I make my clients tell me exactly what they ate on their cheat meal if they're doing them. And some of these lists I get back, I'm like, oh my God. There is no way you ate that all in one meal. I'm like, well, I mean, I had this for breakfast, I had this for lunch, I had this for dinner. I'm like, dude, that's like 12,000 calories. What are we doing? So when it comes to a cheat meal, you got to keep it to a cheat meal. And my rule of thumb, you should have a cheat meal no more than one time a week. You want to make it the last meal you eat that day, and preferably you want to limit your calories to the fullest extent up to that meal. It is totally possible to go out and have a cheat meal and still be in a calorie deficit. Completely possible. For me, I do my cheat meals every Saturday night. It's like a ritual. What I do, I fast all day up until the cheat meal. All I'm doing is drinking some water with some of my Sour Moon Rock aminos in it, and I might have a diet soda if that gallon of water runs out. But what this does is lets me go into my cheat meal with a clean slate. I've had no calories at all. And on top of that, my stomach shrank. So like when I eat after that meal, I am stuffed completely. And I let myself pig out. Let's say I'm going to get sushi. I might get like an appetizer. I might get 5 or 6 sushi rolls, and then I might leave there and then go get ice cream after. My sushi rolls might be 1,200 calories. The appetizer might be 800 calories. The ice cream bowl I get might be 1,000 calories. You add all that up, I'm at 3,000 calories. So maybe I'm not in a deficit, but I'm right at my total daily energy expenditure. So I didn't gain any weight. Might not have lost any, but I'm not taking any steps backwards, if that makes sense. If you do it right and you plan your cheat meal the right way, you can do it without derailing yourself at all. But a lot of it comes down to being honest with yourself. Are you able to fast all day? It's not very hard, but are you able to do it? Are you able to go out to a cheat meal and not eat an entire large pizza, whole order of breadsticks, get a McFlurry on the drive home, and then bust open a box of cookies back at the crib? Are you able to do that? Are you able to have your cheat meal Saturday and then not cheat again on Sunday? A lot of people fall into that slippery slide. So my general rule of thumb with cheat meals, you should have them no more than once a week, and you gotta earn it. No cheat meal unless you did all your workouts that week, unless your diet has been perfect all week. You've been following all the rules up to this point. And I really believe if you got a lot of weight to lose, like if you're trying to lose anything over 50 pounds, I would completely put cheat meals off the table. I wouldn't do them until you were way closer to your goal. And that's just my 2 cents. If you're following the anabolic diet, you got my cookbook, you're eating these recipes, it shouldn't even feel like a diet anyway. So going out and just binging isn't really doing you any good, man. For me, honestly, I love the food from a cheat meal. I really do, but it's more like social time for me because every single meal I eat all week is in my house. I'm working all week. I'm filming these videos. I'm making recipes. I'm cooking for myself. I live alone. I got a dog. So getting to go out with some friends and eat a meal and not really have to think about it is really what I do it for. But be honest with yourself, man. Don't overdo it on the cheat meals. Don't let them slide into the next week. And really, just be honest with yourself. And there we go. Those are my 5 rules to guarantee your weight loss. If you do those 5 things I just said, you really do them. Don't half-ass them. Don't make excuses. Don't lie to yourself. You do those 5 things, you will lose weight, and you will lose the right weight. You will lose the body fat. You will retain the muscle. And to be honest, if you've never really followed anything like this before, you could be in the best shape of your life. I'm telling you, man, it might seem a little daunting, although I don't think it is. But it's like anything in life. You just start doing it. You just get in the swing of it. You just make it a routine, and it comes easy. Appreciate you guys, as always, for watching. Don't forget, in 2 days, midnight, March 19th, the Anabars are dropping. Be there or be square. If you have the RGF Anabolic Cookbook and have not updated that bad boy in a while, make sure you go get your updated copy. We're pushing over 160 recipes and more coming every single day. So go get that, baby. Smash that thumbs up button for me. Comment anything down below. Helps the algorithm. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. Hopefully this video helps some of you guys out. We got summer right around the corner, and you know, it's never too late to start making a positive change in your life, man. I believe in that. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see each and every one of you at the next video. See you guys. There's no food there. I'll be a son of a gun.